Hello and welcome to Athena's Creations 2017. I'm Athena Turk, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator since 2019, and I am here tonight to share with you a new to me fun fold. This is what's referred to as a screen card. Kind of looks like a fancy screen. It's super easy to put together, and I'm going to share all of the details with you so that you too can make a screen card out of all the fun crafting materials that you already have. Or whet your appetite for this one, because it will be available to everybody in September in the new holiday mini catalog with Stampin' Up! And it's available now as a pre-order for demonstrators who maybe didn't attend the Creativity Now this year that was strictly for demonstrators. So I'm also going to share with you a very easy and simple way to make little Hershey Nugget Kisses, the box for it, and all the details, and some fun fold cards, a couple of sneak peeks from the catalog, featuring one of my favorite sweets, the Peace on Earth. And I think that you're going to want to put this on your wish list as well. If you can't wait, you're like me, and you have a huge Christmas wish list for crafting materials, the best thing for you is to go ahead and just join my team now. And that way you can not only get a sneak peek at what's coming, and there's a lot that's coming that's really amazing, you'll actually be able to order it ahead of anybody else. So there's all kinds of fun things that are being offered, not only in the catalog, but also as online exclusives. So without further ado, let's get started, and I'm going to turn the camera down. We've got some fun fold cards, regular fold cards, lots of different designs and techniques. But one of my favorites that I haven't done in a long time is heat embossing. That is a really fun technique and something that looks really amazing on Christmas cards. So I'm going to give you all the tips and tools for that, as well as all of the directions. But first, let's go ahead and point the camera down, and we will get started. Let's see here. After doing this for a while, you would think I would have it all mastered, but I am having fun sharing all of the different things that are available. So hopefully if the screen is too tilted, that's not going to be too bothersome for you. There's so many things you can do with this fun suite of Peace on Earth. The dies, everything. It's really amazing. This particular set has lots of elements to it. It's got amazing paper that, of course, all the designer paper is two-sided, right? So this is probably one of my favorite sides right here. This one's nice, of course. It's got the flowers, but I love, 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 love this one. And so I've got a template too that I'm going to share with you in all the dimensions and directions. One of the dies that is in this set is the 3 stars, which you can use for a lot of different cards and things like that. And I used the really fun glimmer paper that coordinates with this suite. And you get 3, and I decided to just use 1 for this one because, of course, the stars, it's just really pretty. The Peaceful Greenery 3D embossing folder, you're going to see it used a couple of different ways in the cards tonight. And then I put my stars, since they're so small, I try to put those on my little glue dots here so that I don't lose them. Again, super easy. I'm really loving the dies that are used with part of this set as well. And of course, like I mentioned, I've got the little template. These are great templates. This is what I had made once before. I don't remember if this was last year's paper or the year before, but it's an easy concept. Let me just give you those directions quickly. This is my template, and this is how we're going to cut the bottom. Cardstock is a nice thick cardstock, and then of course we have our white thick cardstock, and I do like to use that one for boxes and 3D items like that. So, all right. So this is the box bottom. I'm calling it the Hershey Nugget Treat Box. You can see that on the 4 corners is where we're going to apply our glue. You can use tear and tape or Stampin' Seal Plus. I'm choosing to use Stampin' Seal Plus tonight, so I need to be real careful. The measurements for this bottom box is 5 5/8 by 4 3/8, and it's scored at 3/4 of an inch on all 4 sides. And the top of the box, which uses this beautiful designer series paper, again, you're going to put the glue at the 4 corners. And this measurement is 5 3/8 by 4 1/4, scored at 5/8 of an inch on all sides. Now I have my handy dandy ruler to help me out with these 3/8 and 5/8 measurements. 5/8 of an inch is basically a 1/2 inch plus 2. And our paper trimmer looks just like this. So it's really nice to be able to figure out all the measurements and score lines and things like that. The other measurement that you might be interested in is the nugget wrap. So how many of us have tons of paper that is really small like this, 1 inch by 3? That's the perfect size for the nuggets. And then if you decided, you know, maybe use designer paper for both the top and bottom, you maybe wanted a belly band. Optional belly band is 2 by 7 3/4, scored at 1 5/8, 2 3/8, 5 3/8, and 6 1/8. I didn't choose to do a belly band on this one, but I did want to give you those measurements right up front. And then after we do this one, I think we're going to do our really cute tent card. That is really, really cute. You can use punches and different things. And I used a punch for this one, and there's a little mess up here. So I'm going to give you some tips about how to make it not like that. Okay. Now let me put all this, oops, pardon me. That was my heat embossing tool. It is ready to be used tonight. And we will do that after our tent card, I believe. Okay, so this one, it's super easy. I want this side to be shown. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn it over. I'm just going to apply a little bit of adhesive. And because this is Stampin' Seal Plus, I don't need a whole lot because it will adhere very well. And this is the side I want to show. I'm going to turn my Hershey Nugget upside down. And I'm just going to wrap it all the way around. And that's how easy that is. Now, something I sometimes forget to do is to burnish or go around all of the corners using my bone folder. It's easier to do this first and then do the cutting. I know in the past I've done the cutting first, and okay, that one's almost, let's see, the score line is a bit light on that one. So just know that. You want to make sure you're pressing down enough. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and notch the sides. Basically the flap is where I'm going to do the little nodule, right, just like that. So we're going to do that all 4 sides. It just makes it so that the box is not going to close too tightly, and that it'll be a nice easy way to close. And it's always the 4 corners that we're going to add our adhesive. Do that little notch just like that. And I'm using the thick cardstock for this one. The same thing for this piece. We're going to go ahead and burnish the score lines. Now when you're burnishing, or you're scoring actually, the designer series paper, You just want to be careful not to score it too much. You definitely want to score very well and add a little pressure when you're using thick cardstock base, right? But for the designer paper, you want to be real careful, okay? And then again, we're just going to cut up to the score line. Spot, it's okay. Go see. He's let me know there's somebody out there. He's a great watch puppy. I call him Puppy. He's my little sweet boy. Fur baby. And again, we're just going to put those notches in just like that. Alrighty. And like I mentioned, we're going to add adhesive. And since I'm using the Score Plus, or Stampin' Seal Plus, Score Plus, Stampin' Seal Plus, you don't need a whole lot, but you want to be real careful. And if it kind of goes over, just kind of bring it back on itself. And then you're going to push it down just to be real careful. Because once you use Stampin' Seal Plus, once it's down, there's no going back and fixing it. So just be careful. Tear and tape is another great adhesive for boxes. And that's our beautiful lid with the stars. It's really, really pretty. And again, this one, on this side, it doesn't look as smooth, and that's because I didn't do the scoring very well. I treated it like I would a designer series paper, so you just need to add a little extra pressure on that one. And again, you just bring it together, kind of pinch it. All the way around. I love learning new folds and new 3D projects. And I don't recall ever doing a fun 3D like this one. I don't know what's up with this one. Did I not use? Oh, I used the correct. Let's just give it a little extra something there. Okay. There we go. Hopefully that should do it. All right. So this will hold 8 of the little thick Hershey nuggets. Super, super cute. There's lots of different, I call it origami type of tutorials out there. I like to keep things as simple as possible just because, you know, if it's simple enough, I will replicate it. And hopefully that means when you see it that you will want to replicate it as well. I ran out of Hershey nuggets, believe it or not. I don't eat them myself, but I usually have them as treats for guests and things like that. And you'll see that's a nice tight fit. Love that. Now, typically on boxes and things, I would, you know, wrap the ribbon all the way around. But I thought, let's not do that. And you can totally do that, of course. But I wanted to be able to just have this really nice, beautiful, shiny bow right there. Wishing you and yours all the best. Now, that is from the new online exclusive, available now, Jolly Holly. Wishing you and yours all the best. And like I mentioned at the beginning, there are so many amazing, exciting new things in the catalog. And, of course, the online exclusives. I think there's like 9 pages. There's a lot coming, and you are sure to find a lot of great new crafty things for the holidays that you're going to love. I limited myself to a couple of sweets and a couple of bundles, and of course some fun accessories, some new bling, ribbon. Oh, I'm so excited. I ordered it Tuesday, and I just got notice that it will be shipping out. Or it has shipped, so I'm kind of curious to see when it will arrive. And then you just click, and I have plenty of ribbon, of course, for another bow for the next project. So let's go ahead and stamp. Normally I would stamp first, which I probably should have done, but that's okay. Wishing you and yours all the best. And we're gonna use, okay, Secret Sea. This is Misty Moonlight that we're going to use on one of the other cards, but Secret Sea, this is absolutely gorgeous paper. Gorgeous color, love it. Now this one is the smaller die, just because I wanted to make sure it was going to fit, because the bigger one would have, I mean, you can use the big one, but it would have covered up the entire box. So you just want to stamp off to the right. Give it a couple of seconds, let that ink soak in, and then you're all set and ready. And on this one, I'm going to pop up on dimensionals. I'm getting close to the end, so let's go ahead and use it up. Just like that. Really, really pretty. This is a fun gift you can give the male person. You can give this one to coworker. Lots of fun possibilities. Your next stamping event. And of course, there's amazing, like I can't say this enough, there's amazing stamps coming that would really, for treats and things, that would really be a nice addition to the wording for this one. All right, so we're gonna get our glue dots out for our ribbon. Absolutely gorgeous ribbon. I did order the suite that's shown on the cover. I don't always do that, but I saw some things in there with poinsettias, which is my husband's favorite, and so I thought, let's do something with poinsettias this year. I've got some 3D items I'm thinking about sharing when that one comes in. There's just a lot that I'm excited about, so I'm gonna pass all that information on to you guys. Just as soon as I learn new things, I'm gonna pass it on to you guys. Now our next project this evening, we're going to make this really nice screen card, is what it's called. And I'm using one of our punches, the To the Point label punch. It's very elegant. Sorry for the glare. And there is a trick on how to do that. And it's really easy to follow measurements, because y'all know me. I like to be able to replicate, and I don't like it to be too difficult in measuring. And then this one I used the same, but I didn't put the punch in far enough, which is fine. You can get different looks when you use the punches. And so the designer paper, you want 2 different designer papers. It could be the same one flipped to show off both sides, and then you just need one white one for the final inside piece. And this measures 4 3/4 by 2.5. And the card base, it's super easy, a screen card. It's 8 1/4 by 5.5. You fold it the accordion style, use the punches to decorate, score at 2 3/4 and 5.5. Really easy measurements, so you'll be able to do this one as well. And there's our piece on earth that we're going to stamp with. And I brought in some, let's see, get it for you. We're using Piece on Earth, and Shepherd's Care is also available online currently for everybody. And that's the Piece on Earth that I'm using here. This one is really big, that stamp that comes with this one. So I just got this one to use. Piece on Earth. Oops. And of course I tried it on the small arch, everyday arches. I love that set of dies. It has become my favorite. I've been working on some other ideas with that one too, so be coming back and seeing that one in the next few weeks. Piece on Earth. Just give it a couple of seconds to let that ink soak in. I can't always tell exactly where I'm stamping when it's a red rubber, but it is a nice sentiment. And even if it's off a little, it's still okay. All right, so we want that one to dry. We're gonna do the Merry Christmas, which is also from the current online exclusive from the Jolly Holly. I just lined up the Merry Christmas, which is here somewhere on this table. Oh, right here, right in front of me. Okay. And Real Red, right here. Get our stamping done so that it can dry, the ink can dry on our project as we put our card together. And I just punched out ahead of time the circle punch, which is 1 7/8. New in this catalog. I keep looking down and it looks kind of off. I guess it's okay. I probably shouldn't worry about that so much, I guess, but anyway, so we're going to put this one up on dimensionals in a minute. That was just here too on my desk. Yep, there it is. Okay. Oops, sorry about that. Alrighty. And then you're just going to go through and burnish that nice and easy. Now, we're going to get our punch, and I punch this way so that I can see where I'm punching. And then we're going to do all 3 panels. We're just going to bring it in just a little bit right there, about what, 1/4. And then we're going to just kind of apply a little bit of pressure, and then we're going to release it. That didn't quite do what I thought it would do. Let's try that one more time. I applied a little bit of pressure, and then I'm just going to slip it out carefully. So that way there's a notched indentation, right? And then I'll go in one at a time and line it back up with that notched indentation right there. Punch it out. Line it up again. Let's do this one. There it is. Okay. Couldn't see it at first. All right. Yep, you just want to line that up. Let's just check that one more time. Okay. That's how you can cut through, because if you try to do all 3, it won't quite go through. Just know that I tried and fiddled with it. And I need to find that paper. My puppy's gonna take off with it. And so there we are. There's that notch. It's such a pretty card, right? And that's using the To the Point label. And so now we're going to come in and put in our layers. Just try to double check how I had this. Okay. So the first one, we're just going to find that sweet spot up at the top. Just like that. And then we're going to give it a little adhesive. I'm using the Stampin' Seal Plus. You don't need a whole lot. Just be sure when you put down your paper where it's going, because once you have that adhesive, it's not going to go anywhere. That's why I hold down one side and lift up a flap, and then just kind of add your adhesive just a little bit here and there. And you're good to go. All right, and the last one. Very nice. Okay. This one here, we're going to use our Stampin' Right markers, the Darling Duckling. It's going to be like for the little beak part. And then Stampin' Markers, Secret C. And just so you know, if you're in Texas, starting tomorrow, the markers will be tax-free as part of the back-to-school tax-free weekend shopping. So keep that in mind. If you've had some blends or markers on your wish list, tomorrow's the day to get them. Well, this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday in Texas. All right. That's when I typically will stock up on my adhesive and different supplies like that. Just going to kind of put this one kind of midway. And then, of course, I've got the ribbon. And I'm going to snip 2 of these. Like that. And like that. And what I'm going to do is use glue dots. And I'm going to feed this one kind of underneath. Try that one more time. There at the tip. Probably better idea to do that first. Yeah, that's not looking pretty at all. Let's try that all over again. This one. All right. It's all good. There we go. All right, so we've got that one, and then we want to just notch this one like right there. I wanted it more at an angle. You can kind of see where it didn't quite line up like I thought it would, but it's all good. And that is our screen card. What a fun and novel card, novel idea. And of course, we want to add a little bling. We've got our pretty ribbon. Let's add just a little bit of bling here. Dazzling diamonds for that bling. I'm all about that bling, especially when it comes to Christmas cards. What do you think about that? That's fun and easy. We might have to do that for our workshop this month. All right, so let's do one that's casing the catalog. The new Christmas catalog. Using colors I normally wouldn't use. These 2 real tiny, shiny little pieces that are really amazing. We're using Cloud Cover and Basic Beige. Isn't that gorgeous? It's a nice and simple card and really easy to replicate. This is one of the samples in the catalog, Casing the Catalog, it's called. I absolutely love that. We're going to be using the Peace on Earth. And then we have our 2 doves. And then this tiny, tiny, tiny piece. Oh, I forgot. I was going to heat emboss. That'll be next. We'll heat emboss next. All right. So basically I cut the paper and I put it in the embossing folder and ran it through. I know that some crafters, they like to go all out and layer, and you can totally do that. But I'm just thinking of when it's time to mail, I want to make sure it's going to go through without any issues. And it should. It should be just fine. Oh, he's going to be doing that a lot. All right, Secret C for Peace on Earth. Although now that I'm looking at this, I think this one is Misty Moonlight. Nice simple card. And just find that sweet spot there in the middle. Gorgeous. Peace on Earth. And then this one, we're just going to adhere it directly to the card front. And this is the biggest piece. It fits in the middle, biggest die cut piece. And then this one, we're going to put it on flat as well. Right at the top. Again, colors I wouldn't normally pick, but I really like this one a lot. And if you're a demonstrator, I'm curious which one was your top had to have when you saw the catalog, because we got to see it live last week, Tuesday. I kind of forget. It's been a couple of days. And the first, I think it was like the first 15 pages, I'm like, yeah, I don't need that. Yeah, I'm good. And then it was like, oh yeah, all of a sudden, yep. I was like, oh man, I always find good stuff. Now, I wouldn't recommend this all the time, but this piece, unless you use your little, and I didn't on this one, what is it called? These, I have it right here. Your adhesive sheets. I highly recommend you use them for these, but sometimes you just need to, and it's going to be sticky, but we're going to heat emboss, and I've got the embossing buddy, and so we're going to take away the extra. In fact, I think I might use a glue dot on this one, now that I think about this, like right there. And then we're gonna put that one just like that. And again, we're gonna come back where there's extra sticky with our embossing buddy, get rid of that extra stickiness because you don't want it sticking to your card. And there's no other embellishments on this one. You totally could, but according to the sample, this was it. Nice and simple card. It's really, really pretty. So that's, and then there's two others that are very, very nice cards that show off this week, but then I want to show off this other card that is, after I made the sample, I realized, oh wait, they used designer paper. And so I did a close-up instead of the white. It was designer series paper. And so this one is the sample in the new catalog, right? And we're going to heat emboss Peace on Earth. So I'm going to need to clean that one. Look at all the beauty here. This is just gorgeous. And using cloud cover. And then running through this designer paper, because that's what it was in the catalog. I'd already made that one, so I figured, yeah, it's okay. Oops, my puppy is letting me know something's going on out there. Now these, I did put the little adhesives on the back just because they're super, super tiny. And then this one, I basically, I got a little sliver piece that I had. And the way to make this one is I just put the die cut on it just up like to there, and there's just a tiny little layer piece left over. I already tossed it. And then a little bit down here instead of the whole thing, just the tips of it, just to give it a little extra bling. And you know me, I don't like to use too much that's not, you know, going to be used. I don't want the real estate to be all used up and hidden. So, and then our basic fold. We can go ahead and layer this one. This is exactly the sample that's in the catalog that I am casing. Alrighty. Just like that. Got a little bit of sticky there. Then this one's going to be heat embossed. And I'm pretty sure, again, just some tiny little bit of adhesive. We've got one there. And then we've got one at the corner. And this one is the big die cut piece. And I didn't want to, you know, run all that through. So this is an easy way of adding it. It just kind of like outlines a little bit. It's really, really nice. Whoever designed this one, really, really nice. All right, so next we're going to heat emboss, and then these are going to basically kind of sit right there. So we'll set this one aside, right? Because we're going to do our heat embossing. And if you have never used the embossing toolkit, you are going to want to invest in it. It's amazing. It comes with this handy tool that when you push on it, you can hold it, right? And your embossing buddy is basically going to make sure if you have any residual oil on your fingers, it's going to dry the paper. Make sure that there's no nothing wet of any kind. And you definitely want to make sure you do that ahead of time. Then you're going to get out your handy Versamark Stampin' Up. Let's see here. Got to clean that real quick first. Peace on Earth. This one's really pretty. I love this idea of using the designer paper and putting it through. That's really cool. All right. Just double check. All right. So now this is basically clear ink. Peace on Earth. And you want to make sure there's plenty of clear ink on here. It's been a hot minute since I used heat embossing, but your Versamark is great. You can see where your stamp is going. Then just apply nice, even pressure, just like that. All right, look how pretty. Okay. Next, I'm going to bring in my little embossing tray. And of course, I'm going to need to hold it with the clamp. And I'm bringing in my white Stampin' Emboss powder. Probably should move that out of the way. And it's nice to use the tray because it's going to pick up any extra residual. Just like that. Just tap it on the back. And then this is going to be good just to hold on to it because anything close to it is going to be really, really hot with the heat embosser. And then I'm going to set my tray aside. And let me explain before I start, because it'll be a minute or two, or about a minute of no talking. But you can see the white, but it's going to glisten as the heat gets on it and raises it up. As it glistens, then I will continue to slowly move it until it's all glistened. Okay, and we're going to use our Stampin' Up! Heat tool on setting 2. You can see it slowly glisten. And it's magical. It's so very pretty. The white on this secret seed looks amazing. Absolutely gorgeous. Now this one's going to go flat. And it's going to be approximately right there. But what I want to do first, oh, that feels so nice and smooth. I'm just going to add some adhesive. And then this is going to go right on top. And I've left a little room on each side. Because I'm going to lift it. Put it right like that. Adding a little bit of adhesive. Just like that. Okay. Same thing on this side. It's going to go there, so let's add one little bit of adhesive. This way I can give it that nice shine, layered look without using a whole bunch of real estate, right? And then to decorate, I've got this tiny, tiny piece that I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool. I'm sort of all thumbs. And take that backing piece off. Put it on just like that. Oops. Oh man, this one doesn't want to come off. Let's try that again. There we go. All right. And then this one is going to go just like that. And then we're going to bring in our embellishments, hues of blues. And we're going to do this really nice color right there. It really coordinates with the designer paper there, the cloud cover. And this is the other sample that was in the online catalog. And this will be in the catalog, right? That everybody can get. So I don't know. This was the sample in the catalog and this was what I came up with. So what do you think? Which one's prettier? Do they both look pretty fabulous? I really like this design. Then of course, if you feel some sticky, just add your little embossing buddy and it'll take away any extra sticky, which is important. You want it to stick to the card, not the envelope, right? All right, so next, that was our heat embossing. Beautiful, love the heat embossing, simple. And so we've got 2 more simple cards this evening. This one, it's using, I haven't used these in a long time, Basic Gray and Smoky Slate Pearls. Peace on Earth. Layered on thick cardstock. And I've already run it through the embossing, through the machine, and embossed it. So we're going to go ahead and layer this one right on the top. These are nice and elegant, and they're easy and replicatable, and I love that. That's important to me, to be able to replicate. Very nice. Okay. Oh, what did I do with the... Well, I have some extra doves. There's the other extra one. And the other dove. I don't know what I did with the original ones. Okay. Peace on Earth. And that's stamped with Secret C. And we had the Versamark, so I don't need to clean it necessarily. It'll be fine. And then you just want to find that middle. Press down nice and firmly. Beautiful. We're going to do the same thing with the next card, so keep that close by. And then this one too is going to be centered. And this one is the smallest die. And for this one, I need to grab some dimensionals. Got a new pack here. And I'm going to put one there for the dove up there, and then one down here for the dove down there. And again, for this one, I'm going to use Secret C to dot the eye on there. Oops, that one kind of moved. Oops. You just want to make sure it's going to all fit within the real estate of the four corners. Oh, I don't know what I did there. This one's nice, simple, and easy, and it looks really nice. Let's see, you can't really go wrong. I think I want to go with the Smoky Slate. It's more of a gray. Let's see, I've changed my mind again. Let's go with this one. Yep, that one's really pretty. I like that one. Just kind of right there at the corner. Nice and simple and elegant. Peace on Earth. And then our last card, it's very similar. And I just kind of folded a little bit to make it a fun fold. And then this one I didn't put eyes on there. You can if you want. And then I just put one little embellishment up there at the top. Yep, there's that layering piece. And so this one, just fold it in half, right? And then I didn't score it, although you could score it at 2 1/8 or 2 3/4, depending on the fold here. But you can just fold it back on itself, and then use your bone folder to burnish the score lines. And you've created an easy fun fold. And then I'm just going to layer this on here real nice and layered. Hold down the one side, lift up the flap, and apply just enough adhesive to that left side only. Boop. A little extra there that's up and down, and we're going to bring this kind of like an opposite. And we're going to put that on dimensionals. But first, we're going to stamp our piece on earth. I've got some new ideas too for some 3Ds and some other fun gift boxes and things like that that I'm working on. So, you know, the holidays are on the corner. I like to have little fun treats and things like that. So we'll definitely be sharing some more of that. And I just want to get a little bit of adhesive for the middle. And we're going to pop that up on dimensionals. 3 should be plenty. Just find that sweet spot in the middle there. Then we're going to, again, add dimensionals on each corner directly to the project. To me, it's just easier that way. And then, ooh, be careful. Ooh, need to move it over. Gonna have to do that one again. All right. Just be aware of where you need to put your dimensional. It was too far to the right. There we go. This should work. There we go. And just make sure it's all within the real estate of the card. Right? And then our inside piece, so that we can write on, because we've got this beautiful Secret C card base. I'm definitely going to be stocking up this weekend on adhesive. Tax-free weekend here in Texas. Okay, and then the last little bit for this one is our beautiful flower. We're going to put that one right up at the top. That's gorgeous. And so here's our fun fold, easy to replicate. Another gorgeous card using the white thick card base. And running that one through using some little pearls, really, really pretty. And then here's another one. Our third card this evening. And then fourth card. This one is the one from the new catalog. And our fifth card this evening, which is the screen fold. Absolutely love it. And then our 2 treat boxes that holds our Hershey Nuggets in. And that is all of our projects and cards for this evening. Thank you all so much for joining me. More to come, possibly with this one. If not, hopefully some new stuff. It just shipped out, so we'll see. But I have lots of great ideas that I want to share. New fun folds and all the good things like that. Getting ready for Christmas and the new catalog. So happy stamping. Let me know if I can help you with anything.